Welcome to Tokyosaurus. So what's up in Japan? So in a recent survey done on jprime.jp, a group of 200 females in their 20s and 30s were asked which types of otakus they would be okay with liking or I guess dating. In case you are still misinformed or just don't know, the word otaku is a Japanese term that basically means enthusiast or geek. Is there a negative connotation attached to the word in Japan? Yes. So is weeb and otaku the same thing? Absolutely not. A weeb is someone who is completely obsessed with Japanese culture, thinks it's superior to their own culture, loves everything Japan related blindly, and adapts it into their lifestyle and communication. Otaku is just a nerd that is very obsessed with something. That something could be anime, could be cars, computers, collectibles, literally anything you can be obsessed with. So with that out of the way, let's see which types of otakus Japanese women are most okay with. Starting with the least voted options. So at the very bottom barrel of the list, 10.5% actually voted for any type of otakus are okay. So only 1 out of 10 women would be totally okay with their significant other being obsessed with pretty much anything on the list coming up. And to be honest, seeing the number this low is kind of unsettling. It means that most women out there, at least on this survey, are not okay with some sort of hobbying. Personally, I think any type of hobbying would make the person more interesting instead of something to be judged on. But I guess we are talking about an obsessive level of hobbying, so I guess this is kind of different. At the bottom of the list are special effects and figurine otakus, being voted as okay by 20% of the voters. I can sort of understand this one. The majority of figurines seems to be targeted to male demographics, and some of these figurines can be quite not safe for work, so that one is kind of understandable. By special effects here, I think they don't mean the special effects from movies, but rather a type of genre of entertainment called tokusatsu that revolve around the use of special camera effects such as Ultraman series, Godzilla series, basically live action integrated with special camera tricks to make Godzilla look real without using computer graphics. So if you're into either of those, you're out of luck with 4 out of 5 Japanese women. Next up, we have military otaku, idol otaku, and model otakus, hovering between 20 to 25% saying it's acceptable. Here I'm most surprised seeing idol otakus not being okay with 3 out of 4 people. Seeing how so many people are obsessed with K-pop idols these days, I thought it would be totally understandable to see your significant other being obsessed at another idol. Model otakus, I'm guessing, would also include Gundam nerds, so apparently this is something not super popular for 3 out of 4 women in Japan. Next up, we have bike otakus, plane otakus, and train otakus, all hovering around 35%. I think these 3 types of otakus are less frequent outside of Japan, as I've pretty much never heard of anyone being obsessed with any of those things. Maybe aside from biking, but I really don't think they're talking about biking as a sport here. So that lands us in the 40% category now, which is pretty close to half of the women being okay with it, but still not quite the majority. So right at 40% we have gaming otakus. If you're a heavy gamer, over half the Japanese women out there would not be okay with this. Next is PC otaku at 43% of women being okay with it. So all of you PC master race out there, 43% is not really a bad place to be on this list because you are in the top 5 already. Next is our favorite, the anime otaku at 44% being okay with it, getting pretty close to 1 out of 2. But I'm most surprised that more people are okay with anime otakus over gaming otakus. It seems like there's less of a stigma on gaming these days, but I guess it's a little different in Japan. At 3rd place, we have car otakus at 47%. Honestly, I thought girls would be totally okay with guys being into cars, especially in Japan, but I guess Initial D isn't real life. Starting here, we are finally going above 50%, which means the majority of females are okay with these. At 2nd place, we have manga otaku at 56%. Not too much higher, but it's still a majority. And for 1st place, we have the movie otaku at a whopping 62.5%, being okay with their significant other being obsessive with movies. I guess being obsessed with movies is mostly okay by everyone, and being obsessed with anime and manga isn't all too far off. Keep in mind, this is again only a survey done to about 200 people. It's a small sample size, so the results are just for fun. Still, it is interesting to see how only 2 types of otakus are acceptable amongst women, being movie otakus and manga otakus, and even so, they're at the low end of the majority. So, there you have it. The best type of otakus to be if you want to be popular amongst women in Japan. So, are there any types of otakus that you wouldn't date? Any type of hobbies that you prefer your significant other not be into? As usual, let me know down in the comments below. Don't forget to drop a thumbs up, stay subscribed if you want to be updated with the latest that's going on in Japan, and I'll see you guys in the next one.